This isn't a scene from a Hollywood movie. There are no scripted action sequences, no staged chaos, just the harsh reality of abandoned buildings, deserted streets controlled by crime, and towns seemingly frozen in time. These are the forgotten corners of America, once thriving small towns that have now fallen into decline.
It's in pretty rough shape. You've got these used cookware, makeshift bed space, and
trapped in a cycle of poverty, unemployment, and rising crime. Not every small town in America shares the promise of prosperity. Some have been left behind, struggling under the weight of economic collapse, failing infrastructure, and deep-rooted social challenges. These towns often have dwindling populations, limited public services, and crime rates that soar well above the national average. Statistical comparisons reveal alarming levels of unemployment and poverty, made even worse by neglected infrastructure and a steady exodus of residents seeking a better future elsewhere. When the industries that once fueled these communities shut down and outside investment dries up, these towns become trapped in a downward spiral, earning them a spot on this list of America's most troubled small towns. Once known as the Magic City for its thriving steel industry, Gary, Indiana was a symbol of industrial success. At its peak, the city had 178,000 residents. But when the steel industry collapsed in the 1970s, Gary's economy crumbled. Today, the population has shrunk to 69,000, with a density of 1,385 people per square mile, ranking it 566th nationally. Crime is one of Gary's biggest issues. The city has a crime index of 6, meaning it is safer than just 6% of U.S. cities. Both violent and property crimes remain high, making it one of the most dangerous small cities in America. Adding to its struggles, Gary is plagued by abandoned infrastructure. Empty buildings and neglected streets reflect a lack of investment, and high unemployment and poverty rates continue to drive residents away. The city's ongoing population decline has earned it a reputation as a near ghost town, a stark contrast to the thriving industrial hub it once was. Located along the Delaware River, Camden, New Jersey, was once a booming industrial center. However, economic decline has left the city struggling. Today, it has 71,377 residents and a density of 8,669.9 people per square mile, making it one of the most crowded areas in the state. Camden has long been known for its high crime rates. In 2022, the city's crime rate was 610, 2.5 times higher than the national average, ranking it among the most dangerous 1.8% of U.S. cities. That year, 28 homicides were recorded, an 11-case increase from the previous year. Factors like industrial collapse, job losses, and suburban migration have fueled Camden's decline. While redevelopment projects, including waterfront revitalization and new institutions, have brought some hope, deep-rooted social and economic issues continue to pose major challenges, keeping Camden among the worst small cities in America. Flint, Michigan, is infamous for its lead-contaminated water crisis, which endangered thousands of residents. Located 106 kilometers northwest of Detroit, Flint was once a major automotive industry hub, but as manufacturing declined, the city's economy crumbled. With a population of 81,252 in 2020, Flint ranks 12th in Michigan and 438th nationwide, with a population density of 2,429.78 people per square mile. Decades of job losses, high crimes, and abandoned homes have left Flint struggling. The Flint water crisis, which began in 2014 when the city switched to the Flint River as its water source without proper treatment, resulted in widespread lead contamination. The disaster led to severe health issues, lawsuits, and national outrage. Even years later, Flint is still recovering from economic hardship, making it one of America's most troubled cities. Once a thriving industrial town, East St. Louis, Illinois, has experienced severe economic decline and depopulation. The city's population dropped from 18,469 in 2020 to 17,642 in 2023, with a density of 1,326.89 people per square mile. East St. Louis struggles with extreme poverty, affecting 31.6% of residents, twice the Illinois state average. Widespread abandoned buildings, failing infrastructure, and school closures have worsened conditions. Despite revitalization efforts, East St. Louis remains one of America's most struggling small cities. Once a thriving industrial hub, Pine Bluff, Arkansas has seen its economy collapse, leaving behind shuttered businesses, rising unemployment, and a dwindling downtown. Once bustling with activity, the city now faces serious economic struggles. With a population of 41,253 and a density of 933.71 people per square mile, Pine Bluff is the 10th most populous city in Arkansas. However, its high crime rate is a major concern. In 2022, Pine Bluff recorded a crime index of 736, 3 times higher than the national average, making it more dangerous than 99% of U.S. cities. While the homicide rate has slightly decreased, violent crime remains a serious threat. The city also suffers from aging infrastructure and a lack of investment, making recovery even more difficult. Without significant economic renewal, Pine Bluff remains one of America's most troubled small cities. Cairo, Illinois, was once a prosperous river trade hub, but today it stands as one of the most abandoned small cities in America. With just 1,733 residents and a population density of 248.03 per square mile, Cairo is nearly empty. Frequent flooding has devastated the city's infrastructure. Located at the junction of the Mississippi and Ohio rivers, Cairo is extremely flood-prone. The Great Flood of 1937 crippled the town, and the 2011 flood submerged buildings under 15 feet of water, accelerating population decline. In addition to natural disasters, long-standing racial tensions, economic collapse, and a lack of government support have left Cairo in ruins. Many homes and businesses are abandoned, giving it the eerie appearance of a ghost town. Once a popular tourist destination, Bombay Beach, California, was a vibrant getaway along the shores of the Salton Sea. Today, however, it is little more than a ghost town, home to just 231 residents with a population density of 347.89 people per square mile. The town's downfall began with severe environmental pollution. The Salton Sea, once a thriving attraction, became toxic due to agricultural runoff, dramatically increasing salinity levels. This led to mass fish die-offs, filling the air with an unbearable stench and rendering the lake uninhabitable for wildlife. As conditions worsened, residents fled, leaving behind abandoned buildings and a surreal post-apocalyptic landscape. Crumbling infrastructure and extreme living conditions have made Bombay Beach a stark example of environmental neglect and decay. Unlike the other cities on this list, Ludlow, Colorado, is a true ghost town, remembered more for its dark history than economic decline. Once a coal mining settlement, Ludlow is best known for the Ludlow Massacre of 1914, one of the most violent labor conflicts in American history. On April 20th, 1914, state militia forces attacked a tent colony of striking coal miners, killing 18 people, including women and children. The massacre became a symbol of corporate oppression and the struggle for workers' rights during the industrial era. Today, Ludlow is little more than a historical site, with the Ludlow Monument standing as a solemn reminder of the tragedy. Visitors can explore the remnants of the tent colony, historical storyboards, and preservation efforts led by the United Mine Workers of America. With a population of 3,186 and a density of 815.67 people per square mile, Denmark, South Carolina may seem like just another small town, but it has been plagued by a prolonged clean water crisis. Much like Flint, Michigan, Denmark has suffered from toxic water contamination, worsened by delayed government action. For years, residents have reported brown, foul-smelling water, yet meaningful intervention took far too long. The crisis has caused serious health concerns, deep distrust in local leadership, and a mass exodus of residents looking for safer living conditions. Beyond its water crisis, Denmark's weak economy has made recovery difficult. Businesses have closed, job opportunities have dwindled, and the town continues to lose residents. Today, Denmark stands as a cautionary tale of environmental negligence and governmental failure. Bunkie, Louisiana, once a thriving agricultural and railway center, now struggles with crime, economic instability, and population decline. With 3,346 residents and a density of 1,107.21 people per square mile, it is one of the more densely populated small towns in the state. In 2016, Bunkie had a crime index of 171, ranking it more dangerous than 68.7% of U.S. cities. Although crime rates have declined in recent years, economic and social challenges remain. Limited job opportunities and outdated infrastructure have pushed many residents to leave in search of a better future. The struggles of these towns follow a familiar pattern: economic collapse, environmental degradation, and rising crime, often worsened by slow or ineffective government policies. As some cities thrive, others are left behind, but hope remains in revitalization efforts and inclusive policies aimed at bringing these forgotten communities back to life.